will remember. After filling in your details, click Submit. In a few minutes, you should receive an OTP if your details were entered correctly. Back onto the Superbets mobile site, type in your OTP. In a few seconds, you will receive a welcome SMS confirming your new account. A 50 Rand sign-up bonus will reflect in your account within 24 hours of your sign-up. Welcome to our family. Superbets, bet with the biggest.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
Hello and welcome, super viewers, to Mo Sports. And yes, we're looking quite dapper today because it is the day of all days. It's a Friday and people are getting ready for the weekend. And you know what that means? On a local schedule, on an international schedule, and on a regular schedule, it means weekend football and weekend action from Saturday to Sunday. But now that most of the leagues have wrapped up, it's time for us to look a little bit at how good the season has been. And not only that, will we then be discussing something about Manchester United that OB knows. Hey, trying to incriminate me here. Welcome to the show. My name is Mo, and OB.KNOWS is sitting across the table from me, and our job is to talk all things football and remind you that here on Super TV, we're all about the betting game. So we want to get you educated, get you ready, and you can make your bets in a very intelligent way. Let's kick it off with the Mo riddle today. The riddle is quite special today because this player is somebody very special to a lot of English fans, but he's a Dutch international. Let's see who he is. It says, I'm a Dutch international who led up the international stage playing alongside De Jong. I spent my most successful years playing in England, even winning the Premier League trophy. Who am I? Or Premier League title, whichever way you choose to name it. The number is 071-621-4746. And once you have your answer, all you need to do is save that number and then submit your answer through WhatsApp. OB.KNOWS, what should they expect on today's show?
Well, Mo, we'll be talking a little bit about the fact that Mamelodi Sundowns have been crowned the champions of the PSL. We'll also be looking at some of the PSL award nominees, trying to figure out who is more deserving to win these nominees. We'll also be talking about Man United because, hey, it's heavy. After what happened the other night, we need to talk about some of the players who might be making their way out and who should be making their way back into the club. But for now, though, let's kick it off with the PSL.
At this moment in time, you can look at your nephew straight in the eyes and say to him that PSL stands for Peter Shaulile's League. You can definitely do that, but don't do that. Don't mislead your little brothers and cousins like that. We're here to talk about what happened on. I'm not quite sure if it was Thursday. In fact, it was on Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. At 3:05, Bogniwa blind Buffet. So Black Leopards was facing Kaiser Chiefs, and let me paint the scenario for you. Kaiser Chiefs needed all 3 points, and they still need all 3 points because with that loss, they are now closer to relegation than they are to the top 8. A lot of Kaiser Chiefs fans don't believe that they can go down. They think the brand is too big, and I'll say to them that maybe when you guys go down, maybe we will start paying more to see the NFT because you guys will be there. But OB.KNOWS, they're not going down, not yet.
Well, look, it's a big not yet. You know, I mean, that thing looks very secure with Kaiser Chiefs right now. I mean, I actually punted them to get the win. You know, I was like, oh, Chiefs getting the win against, Leopards. Leopards are a team that's struggling. You know, all that we could say about Black Leopards to discredit them from getting a win. And, Chiefs proving us wrong once again. I mean, we thought it would be different with Castro scoring that first goal, but then, a brace coming from Tutwa, player for Black Leopards, scoring twice.
I wonder how the Kaiser Chiefs faithful feel at this moment in time because now their team is staring down the barrel of the gun. I mean, just 5 points away from relegation. In fact, I did the math, OB.KNOWS. The team that's sitting in 14th, which is the first spot that is the safe spot, is sitting just 3 points behind Kaiser Chiefs. Just 3 points. So Kaiser Chiefs could find themselves just finishing above the relegation zone.
They are just 5 points outside the relegation zone. To put it into better context, I mean, they're 5 points. Out of the relegation zone, and I think that's a big problem. I mean, when have we ever spoken about about Kaizer Chiefs in such a light. I mean, I know I've been a rival fan for so many years, but you know, at a point of view where you're looking at South African football and you're trying to put it into, you know, direct context to someone who's, you know, viewing from the outside, you're expecting Kaizer Chiefs to be sitting at the top because of what you've heard about the team, the history of the club, you know how big it is. You're expecting quite a lot more from what Kaizer Chiefs are giving you this season, and I think it's very embarrassing for them. I think this is possibly the most embarrassing season they've ever had, so I'm expecting a big turnover come next season.
For those of you who've been wondering why we've been experiencing such high volumes of load shedding, it's because our government doesn't want us to see what's happening to Kaizer Chiefs, so they're strategically timing it in certain neighborhoods to be like, Timan, Chiefs Atlal. Let's go see what's happening on the website with Kaizer Chiefs. Now, don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978 so you can also join us on the website, where we definitely want to go see where Kaizer Chiefs is at. So as you can see, things are just lagging when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, because at this moment, no one wants to see it. No one wants to see it. Like, you try to watch a Chiefs game, next thing load shedding. Boom. 11 OB.KNOWS. Let's go to soccer. Right.
A little slow today.
Let's just search straight up. We don't even need to go choose. Just search Mzansi, get there. Premier Soccer League, Peter Shaudile's league. Let's scroll down. Guys, the fact that we have to scroll this far to find Kaizer Chiefs is a problem in itself. But I was saying to someone, I was like, maybe it's because we don't have a lot of teams in this league, and it's so easy for a team that's sitting 11th to be associated with a relegation battle, while in the same context as a team sitting in the relegation zone in 16th. So maybe the PSL should consider just adding more teams. But if there was more teams, would Kaizer Chiefs be finishing this far down, or would they be finishing higher up because there'll be more teams to play against? And looking at the form of Richards Bay, Buskukune, I mean, those are the teams we would assume would be in the league if we've added 4 teams. Your Royal AMs. Maybe the league would have had a different picture. Maybe the relegation zone needed 3 more spots. But nobody knows. At this moment in time, 16 teams. Kaizer Chiefs sitting on 30 points. 1 point behind Bloem Celtic, was sitting in 10th. A whole 2 points behind TS Galaxy, who have a game in hand and sitting in 9th. And then look how far down you have to go. Just going to Stellenbosch right there. They're sitting on 27 points. That's 3 points behind Amakhosi. OB.KNOWS, just put it down. I didn't see it coming.
No one did. No.
I mean, finishing second last season to finishing in the double digits this season.
Look, I think we've given Hunt a lot of excuses throughout the season, and of course, he wants to bring on his own identity to the club, But for them to perform this poorly, I think it still raises a lot of question marks. That's why I believe most of the fans are still very doubtful for giving Hunt, a second chance next season. They're very doubtful about it because this is the same squad that literally finished, the same identical squad. No one has left, no one has come in, and it's finishing, a contrasting 11th place this season. I mean, actually, that's very big. That's a very, very big difference.
It's incredible that you mentioned that, because some of the fans, and I saw a picture where you sent me a tweet where they were saying that the team got relegated somewhere in Africa and they didn't evolve, they didn't innovate.
They had about 30 million fans.
And they had around 30 million fans. And you're looking at the Kaizer Chiefs with the exact same situation. They have the same squad from last season, same team, different coach, but same team. I mean, they still have to, the coach has to be indoctrinated, learn these players, learn how they play, learn how they operate. But it's the same old squad. It's the same old names. And that's where you get a result like we're looking at right now. OB.KNOWS, I think we have to move on and go talk about Super Sports United and Mamelodi Sundowns, because what a disappointing result again for Super Sports United. But Mamelodi Sundowns making sure they were crowned champions in style, winning 3-1, OB.KNOWS, and a couple of players that piqued your interest. Who were they?
Aubrey Mudiba being the most specific player. I mean, playing against his former club, Super Sports United. One thing about some of these players, when they leave Super Sports United and go to Mamelodi Sundowns, they become French players at Sundowns. And that's exactly what happened with Mudiba. He's not getting constant game time. He's even playing out of position. He plays quite out of position most of the times. I mean, yesterday was actually the first time I saw him in a very advanced position, because normally he'd be coming off the left back position. Although Sundowns do play, I was looking at their formation. I couldn't help but just look at how their formation is so identical to that of Manchester City at the beginning of the season, having only 2 people at the back. Having a line of 4 men up in front of that too. So pretty much the same thing. And I was very surprised actually that the South African team is doing what Pep Guardiola is currently doing. So I do think that Mudiba, he did have one of his best games this season. I mean, like I'm saying, he's usually playing in a defensive role, but yesterday he received a much more advanced role, creating 2 goals and scoring 1 beautiful goal as well. Of course, we thought Kemeti Rasmus got his head to it, but it just seemed like it went right over him, which kind of distracted the goalkeeper as well. So I do think he had a brilliant game, and to do it against his former club, what a time to do it. Also, picking up the trophy for Mamelodi Sundowns as well.
Mamelodi Sundowns are the champions at the moment. tournament, meaning that they have done it twice in a row right now. They've won it basically 4 times in a row, says, because we were counting the Kaizer Chiefs one. I think Kaizer Chiefs is before and after, 4 times in a row they've done it. And look, they've had a lot of challenges along the way, but this season it looked like they were the runaway champions because they were the runaway champions. But moving on, let's go look at them on the league standings and just confirm how much points, how many goals, and how many losses they were able to accumulate this season. Because last time I checked, they were only sitting on 1 loss. Let's go see. Wow, and look at that. They're finishing the season off with 9 draws, 1 loss, and 17 wins to their name. Their goal difference, paints a very dire picture for South African football. I mean, looking at the fact that they scored only 44 goals and only conceded 14 says a lot about the league that we're playing in. I mean, for them, and don't forget, they played most of these games as catch-up games because they were usually in Africa, going to play their trade in Africa, and they still managed to concede just 14 goals out of 27 games. That's a lot of clean sheets. That is a lot of clean sheets. Let's put that away, Obinos. It's time for us to move on and go talk about what's happening with the other Soweto giant, Obinos. Yeah. I won't lie, I didn't buy the story when Obinos said to me that, look, Orlando Pirates will beat Amazon. Let's make a multi-best slip. But I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Amazon is sitting second at this moment in time. Their coach is a Champions League winner. Not only that, was one hell of a striker and he has a technical staff to boot. Yeah. And what happened? He lost 1-0 to Orlando Pirates.
Look, I did say that with Orlando Pirates, you can't win games if you have Dion Hotto playing up top. He won't get you goals. Zimbabwe tried out something a bit more different yesterday. Playing with Kabadino Mango up front. Something that he did quite a lot last season, which actually led to Mango, going towards winning the Golden Boot last season. And, of course, the goal came from a free kick, and it was also the creative measures of Kabadino Mango, carrying the ball through the midfield into the final third. He was eventually, brought down. Something that Mccarthy was actually complaining about, saying that was not a clean free kick, but I saw like 3 or 4 fouls on Kabadino Mango before he went down, before taking that free kick. So I'm pretty impressed with the way he took the free kick as well. I thought he's a player who's lacking confidence. I mean, he couldn't take a couple of chances they had in that game. And I think I didn't expect him to take the free kick, although he did want to take it. I thought, Gabelo Dlamini would have been the one to take it because he was pretty much on the left side of the field, So I thought maybe a left-footed player would be more comfortable taking it. But Mango doing brilliantly, getting it over the wall, and it dipped pretty much right on time to be able to sneak past the Veli Motwa. So impressive from Orlando Pirates. I'm very glad that they got the 3 points because this means that they're back in contention for that second spot.
All right, there's a conversation I'm not trying to have because I'm trying to move on to talk about Benny McCarthy now. 2 losses in a row. A lot of people are stressed, but it's a thing that we've seen this season where teams get to the second spot and they maintain for a couple of weeks and then they just have a dismal run of results. And now that's putting them in danger, just 4 points above Golden Arrows at this moment in time.
Yeah, but look, I don't think it really changes the type of season they've had. I mean, with a run of 16 games unbeaten, you were gonna lose some gas along the way, and I'm pretty happy for it that it happened. At such a time when they're feeling comfortable at the top. They've got some time to fix their mistakes. I think Amazulu do deserve to finish second place, but I think this comes at a proper time because they got an injury to one of their most valuable players, Makaula, in the middle there, and I think that injury kind of showed Benny McCarthy that he needs to add more in terms of depth into his team. Because without that central defensive midfielder, they couldn't get anyone else who could come into that midfield and pretty much dominate the Orlando Pirates midfield the way that Makaula would have done. So I do think that it comes at a proper time towards the end of the season where he can already be thinking about, who can he bring into the squad to make it better next season. So I do think that it's good that it's happening at this point, although the first loss was more disappointing against Baroka. 2 1-0 losses. I do think that it's something they can build from.
All right, let's do one more trip to the website so we can make our bets for this weekend because I don't want to do it multi-bet slip style. In fact, do we have enough budget to do so? All right, let's go to the website. Let's go see what's happening in terms of the fixtures that are coming up this weekend. So already, those are the games that I've played. That's Black Leopards, Sundowns, and Pirates all picking up 3 points. I see a theme where the home sides are picking up all 3 points, but don't forget that Swallows play they game in hand against Mamelodi Sundowns, and then this TS Galaxy going to face Orlando Pirates as well. So that's going to be 2 interesting fixtures because all these teams have a game in hand. So Obinos, let's switch over to the main website. Let's go make the bets. Oh, look at people are seeing us. Obinos, they can see here Super TV. There's Gmail. Let's go down to soccer. Obinos. Let's go pick on South Africa. There we go, below France. Hey, they put us.
It's only early bird.
It's only early bird. Let's go see early betting. Let's go see what happens there. Click. All right.
So what?
Swallows and Mamelodi Sundowns, let's put money on Mamelodi Sundowns as their victory lap. We'll give it to them. Although Swallows earlier on in the season.
The
Swallows of earlier on in the season would have been a draw, but the Swallows of recent times, Obinos, do you think that it's a draw? All right, Obinos saying it's a draw, so let's change our minds then. Let's make it a draw. Take that away. Yes. Then TS Galaxy and Orlando Pirates, don't forget, they still have an opportunity to open up a gap between themselves and Kaizer Chiefs in the top 8 positions. What are you going to do? Giving it to Orlando Pirates because they won. Do you think it's 2 out of 2? The thing is about Obinos, and
this guy might even change his lineup for the next game.
All right, super viewers, let's be honest. It's always the same thing with Orlando Pirates every week. He complains about Zimbabwe, we make our bets, and then Zimbabwe does the complete opposite. Probably play Vizimpule there, defense. You don't even know. Then we complain, and then we lose our money. So I don't know. 100 Rand on it, and then let's put it there. Let's see what happens. All right, so then we've made our bets. It's time for us to take a break. And now if you are an avid fan of South African football, I do recommend that you come back right after the break.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
Got something to say? Chat to us live on air via our WhatsApp line. WhatsApp us on 071 621 4746. You're locked into Super TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now it's time for us to look at the PSL awards. Who's nominated, who is not, and who will definitely be in line to pick up the awards. Welcome back to Mo Sports. This is channel 150 on your Open View decoder at Super TV powered by Superbets. And if you don't have an Open View decoder, you can alternatively join us through Facebook or on YouTube by just going on those platforms, searching for Super TV. We are available there, and then you can like our posts while you're in there, follow and subscribe to our channels. Now, one more thing, we need to give you the Mo riddle before we move swiftly along and talk about who's nominated and who is not nominated. Now, it reads as follows. It says, I'm a Dutch international. See, people think that they froze. They're like, he's lagging. I just wanted to do that for my Facebook friends. It says, I'm a Dutch international who played alongside De Jong. I spent most of my successful years playing in England, and then I also won the Premier League title. Who am I? If you have the answer, the number is 071 621 4746.
Why do you keep saying De Jong?
De Jong. Because is there one De Jong in football?
Okay.
There's a few De
And
Jong.
I just wanted to explain, why do you make
All right,
it,
so the reason why I don't say De Jong's name is because it could be one of either a few De Jongs that played in the midfield. So you will have to then choose which Dutch international has played alongside De Jong.
What if you played with both?
Then it's the cherry on top. I know he played with both, but it's the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But also, was he hot when De Jong was hot?
He was. He was.
I know we've revealed too much. Let's carry on. Let's talk about this PSL Awards because I'm very interested to find out who's nominated, who's not nominated. And if I'm not mistaken, the first category is going to be Player of the Season.
Yeah.
So besides the names that were nominated, who was your Player of the Season?
Who was my Player of the Season?
Yeah.
My Player of the Season.
Because as usual, there's no goalkeepers.
What do you mean? Like Dennis Onyango was hot this season.
Yeah.
You just saw the amount of, well, you didn't see the amount of clean sheets, but you saw how many goals he's conceded.
14 only in the league.
I do think that Shalulile has been head and shoulders above quite a lot of players in the PSL.
Yeah, but Shalulile was a starter and he arrived at Sundowns.
Yeah.
He was already good when he arrived at Sundowns. But if there's any player this season who's justified his signing,
it's Shalulile. I mean, and usually when you join a Mamelodi Sundowns team coming from another club, you are expected to kind of like struggle. You expect to struggle, be a French player now and then. I mean, we're seeing it with Gift Motupa right now. And I thought I'd see the same thing with Shalulile, but he's actually within.
You know what excited me when I saw this? Thabiso Kutumela. See that one?
Yeah.
It touched me, bro. I was quiet when I heard that Kutumela made it to this list. Because Temba's one is obvious. I mean, he's a staple of this award. I feel like he has a cabinet for just this award in particular. But all we know is that Kutumela. Super viewers, that Kutumela. I don't know how we vote. We're going to find out. But you can also SMS Super TV to 30978 while you're finding out. But our vote is going with Kutumela.
Yours?
Actually, the Shaulile is also a good vote.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take it away from Kutumela. I just think he did very well for Maritzburg United. I think without him, they're still stuck in a relegation battle. I mean, the amount of goals, 12 goals in a team that is in relegation, I think that's a very, very brilliant season he's had.
Yeah, it's just like an amazing season. Let's move on to talk about player of the season now. Let's see who's nominated for that one. I'm very excited about this one too because
pretty much the same people.
I just want to see. Don't ruin it for the people at home. Super viewers is ruining it for all of us. We just want to see who is nominated for the DSTV Players Player of the Season. I like how they make an award where the players get to vote who is their player of the season. It's a very nice thing. But
it makes no difference.
Why not shuffle the Tombes Nyana? Just move Zwane this side and then move Kutumela to the center and then Shaulile to the right. Just shuffle the pictures. I mean, it's the same. The same three nominees. The question then remains that why? I mean, if you look at England, most of the time the Player of the Season nominees are not the same as the Player of the Season nominees because usually it's the journalists that pick the Player of the Season and then the players come back and they're like, because we played against this guy, this guy's one hell of a player. But
look, I honestly don't. I don't think it's a big difference in terms of it's two different awards, right? But I think the players it shows how honest they are as well as, we can trust them to vote because I think these three players that are still mentioned, they pretty much do deserve to be in there. I did think that Themba Zwane, personally, I feel like Themba Zwane has not been a better player than he was last season.
You know what Themba Zwane is like?
What?
It's like when you do an assignment and you're like, hey boy, just send me your answer quickly, I'll change it. Then you don't change it. So basically, they were like, we need a third nominee. We're like, I feel like that. I mean, he didn't have a bad season. He won the league. He did well in Africa, but compared to Shaulile and Kutumela, I mean, Kutumela's team was in relegation.
Exactly.
This man is in the top 4 of the. You know what I mean? He's moved. He's made a name for himself. I mean, early on in the season, no one knew who's Kutumela. No one knew.
Yeah.
And then now we all know his name is on our lips because of what he's been able to do at Maritzburg United. That for me is a player that deserves to be on that list. Not saying that Themba Zwane doesn't deserve to be, but I feel like that was one of those nominees. It's like a Ronaldo or Messi nominee.
Anyway, I sense Shalulile is going to take both of these awards home.
Okay.
I really think he'll take both of them.
Spider sense is tingling. Let's move on and go see who the coach of the season nominees are. Now, there's a peculiar nominee there that I want to discuss. Do you think I should discuss before or after the people have seen who's nominated?
Well, you can show the viewers, who it was.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, let's show them who's nominated, then we'll discuss after. We will disseminate the information. As you can see, there's 2 men in that picture there in the center. And if you look at the third hand there, why is the third hand not, the hands on the watch, why are they not nominated?
I can actually see that.
You see his hand and his watch. He's not nominated, but his hand and watch are in the top. But there's Benny McCarthy nominated, and then Milan Transfer. Then let's talk about Mccarthy and Mokoena because that hand will be known. Why is it not involved? It's because it's not doing this.
I don't know, bro. Look, I really don't know. I just think, wow. Like I'm shocked actually that when I saw the nominees come out and I didn't see Steve Kompela there. I was questioning it. Like, you guys brought him on and said he was the third coach, the senior coach. So who is he now? Now we're questioning it because now we're like, you've only got 2 coaches. Now, what's Steve? He's a senior coach. What's a senior coach? Tell us.
You know what this is like? It's like Hip Hop Artist of the Year. Then they're like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Then they're like Offset and Quavo. It's Migos. Where is the third member? You have to nominate all 3 members.
You have to be.
Then they're just like Quavo and Offset. Where is Takeoff? Include Takeoff. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. Now we must ask ourselves, when Sundowns wins this award, if they win that award, do they then say, you 2 go on stage, and then Steve must watch from the sidelines?
They're all gonna receive. I think they're all gonna receive medals. But in terms of accolades, when you're looking at it, once his career is over, will it say that he won the title with Mamelodi Sundowns? That's my question. Like, will it say that he won the title as a coach?
So this is not just an award thing. It's like just an overall thing. Like,
yeah, I think it's an overall thing. I mean, if you're looking at it the way it is,
but he's not an advisor. He's part of the technical staff.
I know he sits on the bench. It's confusing.
It's a whole thing.
It's just that.
So now it's gonna be a big question because now I wanna know who's gonna go on stage. Will he go on stage as a supporting member?
Well, firstly, will they go on stage? I mean, like all 3 of them. Like, will Benny win it or Mandla Nkazi?
But wait, hold on. Benny and Mandla Nkazi can go alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The technical staff will clap for them. The thing is, all 3 of these gents share a position. Now you nominate 2, you leave 1 out. The logic there really shocks me. I really wanna know. If anyone has the answer, please, the number is 071-621-4746. Give us the answer as to why you would nominate 2 and leave out 1. It really doesn't make any sense to me. But let's move on. The next one is Young Player of the Season. Well, let's go find out who this is. Under 21, OB.KNOWS. Are we sure that all these men are under 21?
Well, firstly, we can't say 100% and say, with evidence that they are under 21s. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is that this list is very interesting. The only name which I can actually pick out there, I would say that had a great season, is the last man there, Evidence Mahopa. I think we've spoken so much about him along with Richard Mbulu there at Baroka FC. I think he's put in a great shift this season. So out of all the names that are there, I think he's the one who stands out, and I do really think that because he scored so many goals as well in the Premiership, I think he's the one who might just walk away with this award.
But shout out to the graphic designer there at the PSL. He's doing the most.
What?
He's doing the most. Like, I just feel like I should know who the players are just because of that graphic. But yeah, Evidence has had a great season, OB.KNOWS, and I won't lie and say that there's other young players that I would have nominated. The question is, are these guys really 21? Because we've had these cases in the past, where people are 21 on paper, but in real life,
don't add me on that chat.
Hey! I can add you. I can add you. Okay, it's fine. I'll let you be. Because some people have twin brothers that are older than them by years. No, I don't mean it like that. OB.KNOWS, calm down. OB.KNOWS, calm down.
What
are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about what's happening with the goalkeeping situation in terms of these awards. Now, some of these goalkeepers you might know, some of them you might not know, but let's find out who they are. Let's see the faces. Let's see the names. Let's get familiar. Let's see them.
Well, the names that are on this list is firstly Sfiso Mlungwana from Golden Arrows. I think that he's had a very, very good season. I do think that he has made quite a lot of elementary mistakes throughout this season. I think he can improve a lot more, but he hasn't done well enough to earn this title of goalkeeper of the season. I mean, Veli Motwa has been exceptional.
Veli should take.
He's been over Dennis Onyango.
Look, Dennis is fine, dude. He's won this thing. He has in his bank there.
Then he deserves another one.
Doesn't deserve it.
He does.
I mean, think about
Completely
Veli. For Veli Motwa's confidence, OB.KNOWS, we need to give this to Veli. We need to be corrupt here for a second and think about Bafana for a second.
But then even call him up. He's not even called up.
See, now I have a reason to call him up because you can't not call up goalkeeper of the season. OB.KNOWS, we need to think about our football here for a second. I mean, we give it to Dennis Onyango. He has another one. They're just chilling. You know what I mean?
He has to. I mean, he deserves it. Who's saying the same thing about Messi's 6 Ballon d'Or balls? No one is saying that.
No, but hold on. This is different.
This is not different.
This is different. It's not like Buffon has 6 goalkeeper clubs there.
Look,
or Casillas. When it comes to goalkeepers, it's a whole different ballgame, OB.KNOWS. Like,
how?
Like, it is a whole different ballgame.
No, my
like,
guy,
there's never been a season where just goalkeepers have like 5. I'm taking this award every season. There's no such.
Well, Kune did it for like 3, I think, 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, but that was us taking him for the group stages of the World Cup. It's like, yeah, thank you for the group stages, my boy. Sevenzi. Now we've moved on. But now let's go to the defenders, OB.KNOWS. I need to know from you, was there any defenders nominated?
Yeah, there was defenders nominated. I think my favorite defender who's nominated in this is Jabulo Ngobo. I mean, These are actually three of my favorite defenders in the PSL, and I questioned it was Mulifinteki's squad played against Ghana and Sao Tome, and I did say that there was only Musa Libusa who was on that squad list, and he didn't even play. And I thought that Njabulo Ngobo and Thapelo Koki are two of the defenders who should have been added into that squad. And once again, only Koki's been added into a squad now of Hugo Broos. I do feel like Njabulo Ngobo has been overlooked once again, and I think he's been a roadblock for Swallows FC, and a lot of teams have actually been looking at him and kind of trying to snatch him from Swallows, and I actually see why. I mean, he's completely a roadblock. That nickname does not bring any exaggeration of some sort. I do think that he had a brilliant season in the centre back position, but you know what, props have to be given to Musa Libusa. I think he's been exceptional this season, leading that defense for Mamelodi Sundowns. I mean, he was even given the captain's armband for this season, so I do think he's had an exceptional season. He deserves a lot more game time in that Bafana squad, and I hope to see him performing for Bafana.
All right, let's move on to the midfielders and see who has been nominated amongst the midfielders. Hope you know we need to go through this quickly because the super viewers at home are definitely tired of us going through his awards. Let's see who's nominated. Rivaldo Kotia, Temba Zwane again. Like, I'm gonna keep quiet. Hope you know we can carry on.
What do you mean, dog? Maketledi Makaula, and this is the Amazulu player I was saying that without him in the game against Pirates, Amazulu really did struggle. They did struggle to break down Pirates' defense and to start attacks. So it was very difficult for them, and I do think that Amazulu need to find someone they can play when Makaula is out, because he is out injured right now. Hopefully that he'll be back. But I do think that Rivaldo Kotze, out of the three midfielders, is the one who has kind of, he has invented himself as a central defensive midfielder. He's usually known as a centre back, but I think in that central defensive midfield position, he's done so well. I mean, he's keeping out Tiani Mabunde, he's keeping out Sompoke Kana, in this team. So I do think that he's been a very solid defensive midfielder. I think at Sundowns, he's managed to rebrand himself very well. I think the way they play at Sundowns kind of allows him to also, because I did say that they play with two at the back, but once the ball is, once they are, are on the ball, Rivaldo's always in front of those two centre backs. Once he releases it, he falls part of that back three, So I do think that he has done brilliantly for Mamelodi Sundowns, and I think he should be taking that award.
All right, if I'm not mistaken, we still have the MTN last man standing, so let's see that one quickly, and then we'll go into the Netbank, the two awards for the Netbank. So let's see, there they are, the three men who are still standing here to win this award. It's very ironic that it's two Pirates players sandwiching
they won
one
the tournament.
Bloom Celtic player.
They won the tournament.
So who do you think out of these three? Just name him and then we'll go to the next award.
I think at the beginning of the season, Ben Motsoare really did show some very great football. So I think Dion Hotto has been brilliant for Pirates, definitely. He's a good shout. But I think Ben Motsoare could get this award.
All right, let's move on to the next one, which is the Nedbank Cup Most Promising. And then we arrive there and we see these three faces, a couple of young men looking like they're going to take this one. Obi knows who you call. Let me guess.
I mean, let's give him, for the season he's had at Chiefs. I mean, it's been a bad season at Chiefs, but he's been stuck into that midfield, and it's been seamless. He's been stuck into that midfield, and he looks like he's a player who's played for a very long time. But I must say that Kanyisa Mayo was exceptional for Richards Bay, hence they made it a bit into the latter stages of the tournament. But I do think that Njabulo Blom will take this, mainly because he's a Chiefs player, and his responsibilities are a lot bigger than they are for Kanyisa Mayo.
All right, let's wrap it up with the last award, which is the Nedbank Player of the Tournament. Let's see who are the nominees. And as you can see, those are the three names. Hey, you see that man in the center from TTF? That picture was taken as he was winning the trophy.
It was. That was a final picture. But in this one, I really need to give it to Washington Arubi. Yeah. I think if anything, he should have been added onto the list of the goalkeepers of the season. But for the fact that his team are currently in relegation, I can't understand why he wasn't added there. But for this tournament specifically,
he was on fire.
He was on fire. He's although Lotto did score in the final, that penalty shootout with Mamelodi Sundowns, he was the savior of the competition. Yeah. So I do think that Arubi will be walking away with this one. I mean, he had a brilliant season overall for me.
It's funny how Obi knows mentions penalty shootouts as we're about to talk about the Europa League. So don't go anywhere. After the break, we're talking about the UEFA Europa League.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
Winners know when to pull out. Just SMS Super TV to 30978 and practice your pull-out game.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog bet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette.
Time to unwind as we bring Mzansi's freshest DJs to the comfort of your home. Turn up your groove with Super Beats Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Super TV Open View, channel 150.
Get in touch with Super TV. Simply email studio@supertv.co.za. You're locked into Super TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150. Get in touch with Super TV. Simply email studio@supertv.co.za.
Evolution Games presents Speed Baccarat, the fast one, just 48 seconds from cards dealt to payout. Yes, Baccarat, the fast one. Izinto quick fast. Watch us play Speed Baccarat on Super TV channel 150 on OpenView or SMS Super TV to 30978 and play it yourself.
Sabawali winning ticket. Now ungapopa with Super Bets. Simply SMS Super TV to 30978 and start playing.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now, if you're just joining us, you missed out on a whole lot. We talked a little bit about local football, and then we talked a lot about local football when we started looking at the nominees for the PSL Awards. We looked at the best player of the season, player of the season, coach of the season. We had a few questions. We had a few statements that were questionable, but we wrapped it up. And now we're moving on to go look at what's been happening in European football. Now, if you're not new to the world of football, on Wednesday was the day for the Europa League final. Manchester United fans would either be celebrating or hiding under Old Trafford. The question is, did they hide or did they celebrate? Welcome back to the show. My name is Mo and OB.KNOWS joins me as we talk all things football. Now, you're tuned into channel 150 on your OpenView decoder. It's Super TV powered by Super Bets. And you can also join us alternatively by streaming us live through Facebook or on YouTube. Now, the show always starts off with the Mo riddle. Let me give it to you once again. It says this man is a Dutch international, very flamboyant because he even lit up the international stage alongside De Jong. The reason why we say De Jong is because there's so many De Jongs that have played for the Dutch national side. He went on to, he spent most of his successful years in England, and he also won the Premier League title there. So who is he? If you know the answer, the number is 071-621-4746. Oh, I just remembered one thing.
What?
There's another De Jong we forgot about.
Which one? The one who strikes?
There's a third De Jong. Yes.
Luke.
Yeah, no, there's Luke. There's another De Jong as well. Isn't there De Jong who's the coach?
De Jong?
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
I know De Boer.
Oh, it's the Boer.
The current coach.
Yeah, I actually pictured the Boer. I was like, isn't the Boer De Jong?
Nah, it's De Boer.
But
you said I shouldn't say it's De Boer. You said it's De Boer.
Same thing. It's not the beers. But at the end of the day, like, I had so much hope for Luke De Jong in particular, but when he went to England, it didn't work out quite as well for him, and then he went on to win the Europa League with Sevilla. Yeah.
I just think he's built the way he's built as a player. He can't really compete with Premier League defenders because Premier League defenders are very big, and, I think he's very lanky. Peter Crouch was a different breed and he was extra tall, With De Jong, he's a bit shorter than Peter Crouch, lankier still, so I think his figure just didn't fit in to what Newcastle needed as a striker.
All right, so now we know the truth. There will not be two teams in the UEFA Super Cup that are from England. There's only going to be one, and that one will come from the UEFA Champions League final, because in the Europa League final, Unai Emery made it 4 out of 5. What I mean by 4 out of 5 is that he actually made it to the Europa League finals with Arsenal, and then he lost it. Yeah. So he would have had 5 out of 5 if Arsenal was supporting him.
Arsenal is ruining this guy's
reputation.
It's ruining him. Like, clearly, if you want to win a Europa, first things first, get Unai Emery. Secondly, don't be Arsenal, and you'll win.
Also, you're forgetting the formula. Get Unai Emery, sign Alberto Moreno. Because he has 2 titles now. I mean, he has 4 titles now, I think.
No, it's not for. He was not part of. He was not part of that winning Seville side.
Against Liverpool,
He
was not part of that, but he won 2. I think he won 1 and then went to Liverpool, and then he got a silver medal. Now he's won it again. But the funny thing, I mean, Raul Albiol was the captain. I was looking at him like, isn't Raul Albiol the guy who was playing for Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Only to find out this guy was player of the season. I mean, young player of the season in 2006 or upcoming player of the season in 2006. He went on to win the World Cup with Spain. He was in the 2010s. At 2009, 2011, he was the player in terms of a defender, but he's now the captain there, and he managed to lift that trophy. But I looked at the pedigree in there. If you looked at that team sheet, a lot of old Spanish names. I mean, a lot of also another Arsenal player was in there. I think it's Coca.
Steven Coca. You sure Steven Coca was there?
Yeah. No, it's Coquelin. It's Coquelin.
Coquelin.
Yeah, Coquelin. Yes, Coquelin was in there. Yeah.
The midfielder.
So he was there as well, and I'm like, wow, look at this team sheet. But the funny thing is that the last time that Manchester United was in the final, Eric Bailly was injured and standing on crutches with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Pogba was also injured.
Now he's playing.
Now he's playing, and then they lost it. And they lost it against his former side.
Funny enough, I know there's not a lot of Tottenham Hotspurs fans in Africa, but Etienne Capoue and Foyth, the defender, they were number 88 and 89 in terms of players who left Tottenham Hotspurs and went on to win trophies. So, so since the last time Tottenham won a trophy, Etienne Capoue and Foyth are the 89th and the 88th and 89th players to win a trophy since leaving Tottenham Hotspurs. How embarrassing.
Wow. So let's now leaves the big question. Who should Man United sell? Now let's go to the website and let's go see which players they should keep and which players they should sell. Super viewers, I hope you're ready for this one. I hope you also haven't been eating laxative kind of stuff, because this might make you sick when you see this Manchester United squad. It's old. It's like when your little brother buys the FIFA, doesn't know how to sign players, and he just keeps signing players on top of old players. That's basically what's happening. Hope you know. Let's go to soccer, because we're not looking for Africa. Are we?
Are we looking for Europe?
You're looking for Europe? Let's go to England.
Yeah, we are.
Let's go click on that Manchester United right there. I mean, this team finished second. I mean, hey, my friends, like, wow, eh?
It's tough.
They're playing the Community Shield, these guys, next season. Do you know that? do you realize that these guys are playing the Community Shield next season? You don't realize. But honestly, McTominay, I know, McSauce.
You don't look at the
Okay,
squad.
scroll down, you're going the wrong way.
I did scroll.
Click on this. Yeah, click here. Say show more.
But this is
Show more.
player statistic.
Show more.
We need to see all the players.
Oh, you want to see all the players?
Yes.
Okay, go up. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and go to teams. And then teams, and then go to Manchester United. So you're trying to enter with the back doors now. Trying to manipulate the system.
Back here.
Yeah, it's going to take us back to the same day.
Let's see.
Player statistic
again.
I don't want to stop there. Okay, I think maybe because the season is over, that's want to show us.
Guess so.
Or maybe we should do a head-to-head, then it'll show us the whole squad.
Let's try.
See, now we're going to do a head-to-head, everybody. But what I'm saying is, hey, this Man United side of it. It's hard. Yeah, it's fine. Wolves is there. It's fine. We don't care. Let's go find Man United players. Last matches, the next matches, player statistics. Scroll down.
Still same thing.
Yeah, scroll down, bro. Scroll down. Okay, Pelamand. Okay, go to the top.
It's Pelamanda for
Pelamand. Click on that. So I have a few names that I feel like they should sell. Click on Manchester United. Here's the few names that I feel like they should sell. Bruno Fernandes keep. Marcus Rashford keep. Edison Cavani must keep. I mean, you guys would have lost if it wasn't for Cavani being at the right place at the right time to slot that in the back of the net. Mason Greenwood, I mean, even Sir Alex Ferguson put his stamp of approval on this young man, saying that it's one for the future. Anthony Martial, why? Why is this guy still a Manchester United player? Why? What has he done for you? Besides put Skirtle on the ground and score a goal against Liverpool one time. Since then, Liverpool have gone on to win the Champions League, the Premier League, and they've finished above you almost every season. So what has he done for you? Sell him. McSauce has to stay. Too hard to sell. Daniel James, one for the future. I think that there's potential there. Paul Pogba, very controversial, I'm about to say. Don't sell him. Keep him. Keep him one more season.
Why?
Who is better? Who is going to replace him?
What do you mean?
He's not there every day, but who? I mean, he's played 26 games.
But what does he give? He's been forced to play off the left. He's not doing anything.
So he's saying sell?
Boy, sell him, make some money.
All right, let's skip the next two. I don't want to comment on defenders like that.
Why?
Because I don't want to comment on
Yeah,
why.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not in the national team.
Yeah, I don't want to comment on both of them for that reason. One is injured now. When they need him the most, he's injured. Why? Juan Mata needs to go, if you ask me. Valencia, Villarreal, Sevilla, wherever he can get a Dochnyana. Donny van der Beek, misused, misunderstood. I feel like he's one for the future if United know how to use him and where to play him. And then Victor Lindelof, I mean, really, there's no discussion here. Fred and Luke Shaw. Fred, if you look at his numbers alone, just his numbers, his tackles, his recoveries, his defensive work, he deserves to stay in the side. But Obi knows, let's put the website away. It's time for us to go take a break. And when we come back, in fact, do you want to give us your thoughts before we go?
I think Man United, most of the players that are there, I mean, the only player, like I'm saying, like Paul Pogba, I don't think he's had a terrible season. I just think he's been forced into this team. You know, like looking at the squad list, they already have a set 2 holding midfielders in there, which is what they need because they're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. But because they're trying to fit Pogba into the system, they fit him into the 3 that's in front of the 2 that are holding. So I don't think that's Pogba's natural position, firstly. And him coming off the left kind of makes Man United a one-dimensional side because they're only attacking with the right winger, which was Mason Greenwood the other when they played against Villarreal. He was the one who was, the creative outlet from the wing. So I do think that they need to, if they're not going to use him in that 2 holding midfielder, which is not where I think Pogba would, I just think Pogba needs to leave.
All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, Pogba might have just left.
You're locked into Super TV. Only on OpenView, channel 150. Why wait forever to win big when you can win big instantly with Superbet's instant games? Become tech rich with Bitcoin. Find your pot of gold with the Leprechaun. Uncover hidden treasure with Pirate Gold. Or discover Clover's luck with 5 Lucky Clover.
Oh my God!
And Superbets has even more instant games to make your dreams a reality. SMS Reg to 30978 to register and claim your 50 Rand free bet. Bet with the biggest. Visit superbets.co.za.
Get your daily dose of laughter as we check in on the funniest trending videos. Let's get silly on Super Laughs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Only on Super TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Are you keen for some extra spending? Well, this week you can score yourself a 100 Rand Checkers or Pick and Pay voucher. How does it work? Tune into Super TV to find out which Superbet store will be giving away some vouchers this week. Get yourself to that Superbet branch on the Saturday. Place a bet of 10 Rand or more. Take your slip to the manager on duty. And to claim your prize, say the magic words. Super TV has sent me. Only 10 vouchers are available per store, so don't miss out. T's and C's apply. Super TV, your place to play.
You are watching Super TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now you're tuned into channel 150 on your OpenView decoder. Super TV powered by Superbets. Not enough time for me to give you the context of what's going on. So let me give you the Mo riddle. Let's get this show on the road. Now the Mo riddle today reads as follows. I think they're not ready. It's because they have an SMS Super TV to 30978. Come on, Super viewers. Where have you been all day? SMS Super TV to 30978 and join the wonderful family. But it's time for me to give you the Mo riddle. Here we go. It goes as follows. I'm a Dutch international who led up the international stage alongside De Jong. In fact, we could say he led up the stage alongside 2 De Jong, just to make it a little bit clearer for you. He played his most successful years in England and he went on to win the Premier League title. Who is he? If you have the answer, the number is 071-621-4746. And we would appreciate if you send us any one of your messages, and you could say also, loving the show, loving the attire, when can I get myself some of these threads? We'll let you know. Let's move on and let's talk about what's happening outside of European football. Obi knows, you've mentioned some name I don't understand.
Fabrizio Romano.
Who is this guy?
Here we go.
Is that his catchphrase?
That's his catchphrase. So this guy, I don't know who ordained him. I don't know who, but like he gets all the transfer news ahead of time. Like anything you want to know about transfers, just go onto Twitter, log into Fabrizio Romano, and you will see all the latest transfer news.
So what is he saying at the moment? What is he saying at the moment?
That's what we're about to debunk. We're about to see what he's recently tweeted and what he's recently been saying has been going on in terms of the transfer world. I mean, we did hear that Zinedine Zidane has left Real Madrid, but let's see what Fabrizio has been saying. It's a shame. This is the first one, right? This is AC Milan transfer news. AC Milan priority is signing Fikayo Tomori on a permanent deal. Work in progress to complete the agreement after the UCL final. Talks ongoing with Chelsea. Board are not accepting lower fee than 28 million euro buy option. Tomori would be happy to stay. Now, I don't know. Look, I think Fikayo Tomori has been a great figure in terms of Italian football, because since he's been there, he's been solid in that AC Milan defense. I do think that Chelsea would... I think they've got enough defense cover to let him go. So I do think that if they had to keep him, they would just be keeping him, at hostage. I do think that they should let him go. I think AC Milan are really looking to keep him because of the type of season he's had for them. So I think it's a brilliant signing if they do sign him, including the fact that Donnarumma could be leaving. I mean, they brought in Mike Mayengan, the goalkeeper I was telling you about from Lille, the first big player to leave Lille. Another, conversation we'll have one of these days on Mo Sports, because I told you, they won't keep up with PSG if they keep on selling players, and they sold their first player being the main goalkeeper, which is pretty much disappointing. But
the Zagas, boy. You don't understand these things. It's a business. Gotta let them go. We already have a trophy. Our fans are happy for one more season. The Zagas. What do you say? I mean,
but for 13 million.
Sell him while he's hot. Sell him while he's hot.
1-3 million.
Hey.
Nah, but
hey.
Kept him
have you ever, guys? Let me give you the principle of life. Have you ever? Do
you know how much Kepa was?
Ever.
Do you know how much Kepa was?
My man. Have you ever been on the Metro Rail car 406 and you with this guy who makes makonya at 4 in the morning? Look, you know that sharp, I'm fit. The kunya level fits on my food. I'll tell you for lir. I'm fit. Or same time fit. I'm not kunya little nut. Jagal kunya little fresh. A fresh liquiner. You have no idea how fresh. A fresh kunya we knows. That guy is fresh, bro. He's just out of the oven. He just won you the league, conceded less goals.
Yeah.
He is hot right now. And you know
million. 13 million.
You know for 30 million.
13. 1-3.
So did you say 1-3
million?
Still a bargain. Still a bargain for it.
But this is about Lille. We're talking about Lille here, my guy.
Let me be honest. Lille know they know their fate. They know where they stand. Here's the next they know their fate. They know their fate.
That is
what are the add-ons?
The add-ons are as final fee to Lille. I think the add-ons will obviously be... I mean, let's remember that AC Milan are now playing in the Champions League this coming season, right? So I do think that should they make it past the group stages,
it's money,
for example, it's money for Lille.
Yeah.
Those are the add-ons that will be coming on.
But also,
which is deserved.
Where is Donnarumma going? Someone saying Juventus?
I think it might just even end up being in Juventus, but apparently if he goes to Juventus, he might just be the most hated player in Italian football. I mean, simply because of the fact that we did say that Juventus right now are that team that no one wants to associate themselves with. I mean, they're still part of that Super League, debacle, and for them to leave, for him to leave AC Milan and go to Juventus, a team which is still a powerhouse, I would say, in Italian football. I think it would cause a big controversy there at the club.
Have you seen what they're saying in the Twitter streets?
About what?
They're like, now that Spain has not selected any Real Madrid players for their national side, the chairman of Real Madrid said, it's fine, we'll make our own Spain.
Might as well.
We'll make our own Spain. All right, thank you for joining us on today's episode of Mo Sports. Now it's time for us to give you the Mo riddle. The answer to the Mo riddle today is one that's very special because this player is not retired. He's still active and he might still be on the move. His name is Jorginho Wijnaldum. Now you look at him, look at that smile. He's on some, you know what I respect about this guy, the trim fit. He's never let us down.
He's never let us
down. I don't know who his barber is, but he's never let us down. The trim game has always been hot.
You'd say he lives in his barber.
Yeah, he lives in his barber. The name of the barber. Thank you for joining us today on Mo Sports. We'll see you again tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. here on channel 150 Super TV, powered by Super Bets.
You're locked into Super TV, only on OpenView, channel 150.